A study has found out that exposure to the virus that causes common cold can provide protection against infection from the SARS-CoV-2 virus behind COVID-19, reports news agency PTI. The research published on Tuesday in the Journal of Experimental Medicine found that rhinovirus, the common respiratory virus, jumpstarts the activity of interferon-stimulated genes. These genes trigger early response molecules in the immune system which can stop reproduction of the SARS-CoV-2 within airway tissues infected with the cold. SARS-CoV-2 is the virus that causes COVID-19, the researchers said. Triggering these defenses early in the course of COVID-19 infection holds promise to prevent or treat the infection, said senior study author Ellen Foxman, assistant professor at the Yale School of Medicine in the USA. One way to do this, Foxman said, is by treating patients with interferons, an immune system protein which is also available as a drug. But it all depends upon the timing, she said. Previous work showed that at the later stages of COVID-19, high interferon levels are associated with worse disease outcomes and may fuel overactive immune responses. However, recent genetic studies show that interferon-stimulated genes can also be protective in cases of COVID-19 infection. The researchers wanted to study this defense system early in the course of COVID-19 infection. They decided to study whether rhinoviruses would have beneficial impact against the SARS-CoV-2 virus. The team infected lab-grown human airway tissue with the virus and found that for the first 3 days, viral load in the tissue doubled about every 6 hours. However, the researchers found that reproduction of the COVID-19 virus was completely stopped in tissue which had been exposed to rhinovirus. If antiviral defenses were blocked, the SARS-CoV-2 could reproduce in airway tissue previously exposed to rhinovirus. The same defenses slowed down SARS-CoV-2 infection even without rhinovirus, but only if the infectious dose was low. This suggests that the viral load at the time of exposure makes a difference in whether the body can effectively fight the infection, the researchers noted. The team of researchers also studied nasal swab samples from patients diagnosed close to the start of infection. They found evidence of rapid growth of SARS-CoV-2 in the first few days of infection, followed by activation of the body's defenses. According to their findings, the virus typically increased rapidly for the first few days of infection before host defenses kicked in, doubling about every 6 hours as seen in the lab. In some patients, the virus grew even faster, the researchers found. News Desk, Kaumudy, English.